The article will be presented by ksel ULAY.
Hello, dear participant. Thank you so much for Orenko 2020 organized. And then my presentation. And just a second, please. And everybody okay? For my presentation, everybody see? Okay. My oral presentation subject and the problems of the furniture sector and the suggestion for solution, a case study of one. First of all, about the one provinces, the territories creates an area of about 19,000 square kilometer, which is 2.5% of the territory of Turkey. Turkey is the 60th largest province in terms of the adherence. It is in the last place in terms of economic development level. Turkey is one province to be distriction of the being of the most people in the 19th with a total of 1,136,758 people, 7 people in 2019. The study was carried out in the order to identify the problem experienced by a Kobe enterprise operated in the furniture industry in the one city center. Determined the center situation of the business. Research method, the first questionnaire constant of the 12 question describe the business and the existing the problems was applied to enterprise that manufacture furniture and wooden doors and the windows ranging from 1 to 10 employees. The research was conducted on 71 different businesses. Data entries of the survey result were made using the Microsoft Excel program, and then information provided by the enterprise to the surveys was calculated by calculation frequency percentage, and charters were created from the data obtained, and the data were discussed and evaluated. And then information on the educational status of the personal worker in the enterprise. We asked the education status of the employees. University the graduate 7.24%. Vocational high school 11.31%. High school 24.79%. Primary school is 57.01%. And then the average number of the staff for enterprise 3.1. And then we ask the business the production type or the percentage, the 78.32 furniture production, and then the 57.75 woodworking, the doors, and then the windows, something like that. and then the decoration the 69.01, and then the other types of production, for example, the PVC, for example, the another things is something like that. The 21.12%. And the question we ask the person is the machine used in the workshop, the machine types actually. And then CNC machine is the 7.04%. The H band the 50.70%. The circle saw machine the 85.92%, and planning is 66.2%, and the thickness machine 66.2%. Bands have machines the 40.85%, the horizontal milling the 60.56%, vertical milling 64.79%. The other types of the machine is 63.38%. And then we ask the business, how do you need customers and the business the demands reach you for enterprise? They say that the result that the telephone, by the telephone 90.14%, the internet, by the internet the 12.68%, and then showroom by the walking in the showroom is 5.63%, and then with exequantis they 97.18%, and then workshop, in the workshop the customer walking in the workshop 90.14%. Okay, and the question we ask the business the most common problems at the workshop, and then about the staff, nearly about the staff is nearly 36%, and demands, lack of the demands nearly 49%, and the raw materials, lack of the raw materials about the excess, and 39, nearly 39, and the lack of the capital or about the capital is nearly 69%, and about the rent nearly 45%, about the transport nearly 46%, about, and then the workshop the area and nearly 38%, and other things say that nearly 25%. And the other question, we subject would you request free training for your staff if you want the education is which one the subject. They said nearly 49 the furniture design, about the furniture design we said that, and then at AutoCAD education the program is used, and about 43, and the computer usage about 36%, and CNC machine operating or programming the course say that about 42 nearly, and then operation and maintenance about the subject the course nearly 40%, and then planning and organization course nearly 43%, and then work safety work safety is the bigger demand education course, 54% nearly. And the other question, do you we asked the business, do you have a website for the company? They say yes, nearly 40%, and they say no, 85.9%. And actually, I think the very big problem. This is lack of the website company because demand interest like website. And we asked the question, the company, the reason for not having a website. They said the economic problems, nearly 39%, and not need the website, about 30%, and time shortage, say that, nearly 9%, and cannot find the opportunity, say that, and the nearly 16%, and ignores. They said that I don't know website, and then we have not information. This subject is the nearly 12%. And other question, we survivor, and we asked the question: is there any collaboration with any education to the institution? We asked, and the enterprise say that the vocational higher school, high school, nearly 21%. They said the collaboration, and then university, the collaboration is the rotation, and nearly 15%, and the public education center, something like that, the course, and nearly 2%. The other question we asked, did you benefit from the support from any institution? The enterprise, nearly 22% is yes, and then 77.4% they said no. We don't have the supported any institution. And then we asked the question: the business, the employees need the social facility. They said the 63.3 bathroom and WC we need, and then nearly 64% restaurant, and then nearly 74% cafe and the tea home, say that. And the other question: are there a need for a showroom for the furniture products inside the in industrial side actually? And they said the 56% is yes, and 26.7 is they said no. We don't have the showroom. And then another question: what are your demands for educational institute and non-governmental organization? We asked it, and 25% the health centers, something like that, sağlık ocağı, the health clinic, and 7% is mesqui, and 6% is park, 10% in transportation for industrial site, and qualified staff, 16%, support institution information about 26%, and the demand and advancement 15%. Fire department is 2%, and the new industrial area is 5%. And conclusion and the recommendation, this summary, the majority of the business are engaged in the furniture, 78%, decoration is 69%, woodworks is in 37%. The training of working the personnel is the primary education. Actually, big problem is this one. The primary education graduate is the percentage at the 57, very high the rotation, and the high school is 24.8%. The must be actually very higher level, the vocational high school graduated, but high graduated vocational school graduated is just 11% nearly. University is graduated is nearly 7%. And average of the people work in the enterprise is the 3.1 people in the furniture industry. Machine capacity of enterprise, the technology is the lack of actually low level. For example, the CNC machine is just 7%. The nearly 7 yet 75 enterprise. For example, some of the enterprise is the research, the Orenko, and just 7 company have the CNC machine. The 75 company, just 7 company CNC machine using on the workshop, and then business and demand from the customers, and they have the acquaintances is 97% coming to workshop, and 90% by phone, nearly 90%, and by the internet, nearly 12%, and showroom just similar 5.6%. And then just the summary result and the recommendation. For example, low education, the person are example, primary school is the 57% is very higher. Professional training staff the recruit for furniture industry. And then my recommendation, and the machine technology is level is low. For example, the rate of the having CNC in the enterprise is just 7%. And thirdly, business have a lack of the marketing and the new work demand. Recommended for online marketing and website, for example, must be growth. And then lastly, the most common problem is the capital is insufficient and the demand insufficient, and then transportation and rent, something like that. And my recommendation, actually the first of all, enterprise the established, and when they establish, not the planning organization and the government organization, because for example, in the one very so much the enterprise, the nearly 300 furniture workshop, 300 workshop, actually not the need so much the enterprise collective, and the small size enterprise should be actually. Thanks for listening, participant, and thank you so much for organizing the Orenko 2020.
Thank you very much, Göksel.